You've probably heard the term active listening, but what does that actually mean? And how can we practice it in our everyday lives, especially when we're in conflict with others? So, for starters, active listening is a skill. And like any skill, it takes practice, and sometimes it can be really hard, especially when our emotions are heightened. But it can also be incredibly rewarding because it allows us to connect with other people. At the heart of active listening is being present. So let's say your partner comes to you with a concern, and assuming you both have time to have a conversation, the first thing you want to do is really tune in. And so that means putting down your distractions. Maybe it's your phone, it's turning off the TV, turning down the music, and trying to quiet your inner monologue. The goal here is to really be present with your partner and try to connect with their inner world. Now, you're not trying to fix, you're not judging, you're not, trying to react to what they're saying. You're just being present with your partner. And this kind of connection can be incredibly moving and powerful for both of you. Um, and it signals to your partner, I'm with you, I'm here. Next, let's talk about nonverbal communication, both yours and your partner's. Starting with eye contact, this isn't just staring at someone, but it's about indicating attentiveness. So our eyes can communicate a lot, and they can also perceive a lot. So as your partner's talking, try to observe them, right? So what is their body language telling you? Do they seem tense? What about their tone? And are they speaking quickly or slowly? Just try to observe all of these cues. And at the same time, you'll want to indicate to your partner that you're listening to them and you're paying attention. And so this, could be making sure your posture is open, relaxed. Or if you notice you're tense, do you feel defensive? What's happening in your body? And so if you notice that your nonverbals might be demonstrating some type of defensiveness, that's okay. Just take a breath, reset, and continue listening. Now let's talk about open-ended questions. And this is a point that can trip a lot of us up. A lot of times when it's finally our turn to speak after our partner has shared their piece, our first instinct can be to explain or defend or argue our point. But what can be more helpful here for both people in the conversation is to lead with curiosity. So that could look like asking an open question like, can you tell me more about this? Or, from your perspective, I did X. Can you tell me what would have been more helpful for you in that moment? Or you could always go with the classic, how did that make you feel? Now, I do caution to notice if there's any condescension coming out in your tone when you're asking questions. And so if you notice that you're feeling tense, you're feeling activated, or you want to defend, take a deep breath, think about what your partner has said, and think of what information you need to really understand. Another key aspect of active listening is paraphrasing. So this is when we repeat back what our partner has just said, but in our own words. An example of that is something like, so I'm hearing you felt really frustrated and hurt when I made that comment. Is that correct? And what this does, the really great thing about it is it clears up any possible misunderstandings. So now you understand what your partner is saying and they recognize that you understood them. And it also allows them to feel like you care, right? It shows them that you are listening, you really are trying to hear them. And finally, just be patient and empathetic. Your partner won't always have the right words. They might fumble through or they might hesitate as they're trying to figure out what they're feeling. And that's okay. Sometimes you can just be patient. Just wait, give them the time and the space to get their thoughts together. And you can also show empathy by saying things like, thank you for telling me this. Or as you were observing their nonverbals, if you could tell your partner was nervous, letting them know, like, I see that you're really nervous saying this to me, and I appreciate that you want to tell me this. You can say things like, that makes sense. I can really understand why you would feel that way. Or just letting them know it's okay to take their time as they figure out their words. Now, I know it might feel like you're being expected to do a lot all at once in order to be an active listener, but the good news is some of these things you're probably already doing naturally, right? It's just part of your natural communication style. And the rest of it just takes practice, and you're not expected to do it perfectly. The main thing about being an active listener is about being present, being curious, and being empathetic. And it's a powerful way to let your partner know, I see you, I want to understand you. Listening.